Hi everyone, today I'd like to tell you how a center pivot works. So starting with the most obvious, you have a center point in the middle around which the span structure rotates. The center is a mechanism that allows the base of it to be fixed and the span to rotate around it with a seal in between. The final tower is the driver of your center pivot. That dictates the speed of your center pivot. When setting the running speed of a center pivot, you actually set the speed the final tower will run. When the running speed is set at 100%, the last tower would run 100% of the time. When it's set at 50%, it would run half of the time, and half of the time it would be standing still. All the towers in between the center and the final tower just follow the last tower. On each tower there is a cam and micro switch mechanism that senses the relative angle between the last span and the previous span. In this way, each and every single span just follows the one before that. All this time, as the center pivot is moving across the field, the water is being delivered through the pipes and down the drop pipes out through your pivot sprinklers, ensuring you have an optimal, uniform irrigation across your field. So is there a limit as to how many towers we can add onto a center pivot? No, you can go as long as you need, but there are a few things to consider. On a smaller center pivot, your inlet pressure can be lower because there is less friction across the pivot. Also, with a bigger center pivot, it becomes a little bit more difficult to manage it because it takes a long time to move across the field. So there is a balance to be found here. You need to find the perfect spot where you use as much as possible of your fields, but also have a manageable system. Something to keep in mind is that a center pivot requires a certain amount of flow and pressure. The flow is dictated by the sprinkler package and the size of your center pivot. If you've got a 20 hectare center pivot and you want to apply 10 millimeters of water, those two parameters will give you your flow. The flow you want to deliver through your center pivot, along with the size and the pipe size of the span pipes, dictates the inlet pressure of your center pivot that you need to deliver. Each pivot sprinkler has a minimum required inlet pressure that you need to supply it. That's why it's very important to ensure that you have that minimum pressure from the very start to the very end of your center pivot, no matter what the elevation differences between those 2 points are. The sprinkler package size is specified as a certain number of millimeters per 24 hours. This means that if your center pivot would run for 24 hours on a certain piece of your land, that would be the amount of water that's applied in that time. One thing that's important to consider is the instantaneous application rate. As you go to the end of a center pivot, the nozzle sizes increase. When you come to a certain point, the amount of water that you apply for a certain sprinkler package size can become a lot of water. Think about it this way. If you were to have 100 millimeters of rain in a single hour, you will definitely have runoff in most soil types. So ensure that the sprinkler package size is fit for your soil type. Thank you for watching this video. It's been great to have you. For the next video in this series, please click somewhere over here. And if you want to learn more about Agrico and what our great team does, subscribe to our channel.